I'm sure if you're a footballer, you already understand how important diet is. And if not, let me tell you, diet is one of the key factors behind a player's development, energy, and overall performance. But here's the problem. Most players today are stuck eating foods that were never made for human performance. They train hard to give their 100%, but on the wrong foundation, it's like giving 100% on 50%. Now you might be thinking, what does that even mean? Every professional footballer follows what's called the 50-50 rule, where 50% of your effort goes into training, and the other 50% goes into recovery like diet, sleep, and rest. But most players today follow the wrong rule called the 80-20 rule. 80% of training and 20% of recovery. They grind nonstop, like machines, without even realizing that this imbalance is exactly why they struggle with inconsistent performance and injuries. That's why recovery and diet aren't just important, they're essential. So in this video, I'll break down a complete, practical diet and recovery plan you can follow every single day, whether you're a student or a working professional. Let's get started. To apply the 50-50 rule in your daily life, first, you need to understand something most players get wrong. Whenever I talk about recovery, many players say, look at Ronaldo. He became the greatest because of hard work. Of course, his work ethic was exceptional. But if you've truly studied him, you know his diet and recovery were just as important as his training. In his early years, Ronaldo wasn't surrounded by nutritionists or personal trainers. He didn't have a recovery team tracking every meal or sleep cycle. He was just a kid playing football for fun, 2 to 3 hours a day at most. But what separates him from most young players today is balance. Today, many players believe training nonstop will make them elite. They spend hours grinding, doing random drills, ignoring recovery, ignoring diet, and then wonder why progress is slow or injuries keep happening. When Ronaldo was young, yes, he trained hard, but he was also naturally gifted, technically sharp, and smart with his effort. He didn't overtrain, he improved with purpose. That's how real talent is built. Once you've completed your 50% of training, it's time to focus on the other 50%, and it's recovery. And the first part of recovery starts with your diet. When most players hear the word diet, they imagine something fancy, protein powders, supplements, and expensive meal plans. But the truth is completely different. A footballer's diet should be raw, real, and natural, built around foods provided by nature, like raw milk, honey, eggs, lean meat. These are real sources of energy and recovery. But today, most players fuel their bodies with processed junk. Foods loaded with unhealthy fats and additives that damage recovery, reduce endurance, and increase inflammation. That's why no matter how hard they train, their body never fully performs at 100%. So, here's what you should actually do. After every training session, your meal should follow this balance. 50% carbohydrates for energy and glycogen recovery, 20 to 30% protein for muscle repair, 10 to 15% healthy fats for joint health and hormone balance. These healthy fats should come from natural sources like fruits, nuts, and seeds, not packaged snacks or fried food. Now, the timing matters too. If you train in the morning, have your recovery meal afterward, ideally at lunch. If you train in the evening, eat this meal after your session. Before training, keep it light and simple. Homemade foods like boiled eggs, rice, oats, or vegetables. Natural, easy-to-digest meals that prepare your body without slowing you down. Remember, recovery begins the moment training ends. Your post-training meal decides how well your body repairs, how fast your muscles grow, and how consistent your performance stays. Now let's talk about the second half of recovery, what your body actually needs to repair and grow stronger. Once you've had your meal, the next step is rest. And the most powerful, yet most ignored recovery tool is sleep. Most footballers today barely get 6 to 7 hours of sleep. That might sound fine for an average person, but not for an athlete. A footballer trains at high intensity, breaks down muscle tissue, and drains both physical and mental energy. Your body needs 8 to 9 hours of deep, quality sleep every single night to rebuild and perform again the next day. If your sleep isn't right, nothing else will work for you. Not even your diet, your recovery routine, and even your training. Sleep is the foundation. It's during deep sleep that your muscles repair, hormones balances, and your nervous system resets. Now, outside of sleep, there are a few other powerful recovery methods that most players overlook. The first is walking barefoot on natural surfaces like grass, sand, or concrete. This simple habit connects your body to the ground, improves blood flow, calms your nervous system, and enhances your recovery response. Try doing it after your meal to help with digestion and before sleep to calm your body for better rest. The second is yoga. It's one of the most underrated recovery methods for footballers. Yoga isn't just stretching or breathing. It's about control. Control over your body, your breath, and your thoughts. When you do yoga consistently, your mind becomes calmer, your muscles relax faster, and your overall control during matches improves. Recovery isn't about doing everything perfectly for few time. It's about consistency. Even 10 minutes of barefoot walking or yoga done daily will have a long-term impact on your performance and recovery. So, build this routine, sleep deeply, walk barefoot, do yoga, and stay consistent. Because recovery isn't rest. It's the process that makes you better. So, that was a complete guide to a footballer's diet and recovery routine. What to do, what to avoid, and how to structure your daily habits for consistent performance. If you found this video valuable, make sure to like and subscribe because more content like this is coming soon. Now here's a challenge for you. If this video reaches 1K likes, I'll release video twice a week. Let's see if we can hit that goal. Until then, embrace Spark.